And a very good morning, investors. You're now on KleverStock with me, Wan Izul Islam, on this lovely Wednesday morning, hump day. Halfway through the weekend, and it's a long weekend up next. So we're going to be kicking it off with the opening bell updates on our local market. So Bursa Malaysia, they opened higher on Wednesday this morning, rebounding from the previous day's losses amid mixed cues from Wall Street as investors weighed the latest developments in United States-China trade tensions. Now at around 9:10 a.m. this morning, the FBM KLCI rose by 7.52 points to 1,618.98. That is from Tuesday's close of 1,611.46, after opening 3.61 points higher at 1,615.07. Good start to the trading day indeed. So, market breadth was positive, with gainers leading losers 291 to 112, while 275 counters were unchanged, 1,994 untraded, and 8 were suspended. Now, turnover stood at 157.93 million shares, and that's worth around 109.24 million ringgit. Rakuten Trade Sdn Berhad Vice President of Equity Research, Tong Pak Leng, said that Wall Street ended mixed overnight after a volatile session, as sentiment was dampened by renewed trade tensions between the United States and China. Tong Pak Leng said that the tension between the world's two largest economies has now extended beyond soybeans and rare earths to global shipping charges. He added that the US 10-year Treasury yield eased slightly to 4.03%. Now back home, Tong expects the FBM KLCI to trade within the 1,605 to 1,620 range today. Among the heavyweights, CIMB Group and Public Bank gained 3 cents each to 7 ringgit 38 cents and 4 ringgit 24 cents respectively, while IHH Healthcare added 2 cents to 8 ringgit and 7 cents. Maybank and Tenaga Nasional were flat at 9 ringgit 92 cents and 13 ringgit 20 cents respectively. Among active trading, ECA Integrated, they rose by 1 cent to 25 cents. Pharma Niaga and Tanko Holdings edged up half a cent each to 26.5 cents and 86.5 cents respectively. TWL and Genting Malaysia were unchanged at 2.5 cents and 2 ringgit 32 cents respectively. Among the top gainers were Petronas Gas. They added 54 cents to 19 ringgit and 10 cents. Alliance Malaysia, they were up by 22 cents to 18 ringgit 40 cents. United Plantations, they gained 14 cents to 23 ringgit 58 cents. Hong Leong Financial, they were up by 12 cents to 17 ringgit 2 cents. And 99 Speedmart, they rose by 9 cents to 3 ringgit and 12 cents. As for the top losers today, this morning, Fraser and Neve, they fell by 16 cents to 27 ringgit 94 cents. Dutch Lady declined by 14 cents to 26 ringgit 64 cents. Malayan Cement and PJ Bumi, they both slipped 5 cents each to 6 ringgit 67 cents, 6 ringgit 77 cents and 2 ringgit 64 cents respectively, while Woodlandor Holdings, they dropped by 4 cents to 53.5 cents. Now we're going to be moving on to some local currency updates. The ringgit, it opened higher against the US dollar on Wednesday, supported by a weaker greenback after dovish signals from the US Federal Reserve. Now at 8 a.m. this morning, the local note stood at 4.2220 or 4.2365 up against the US dollar. That was up from Tuesday's close of 4.2305 or 4.2355. Bank Muamalat Malaysia Berhad Chief Economist Dr. Muhammad Abzanizam Abdul Rashid, he said that the US dollar index DXY eased by 0.2% to 99.064 points after the Fed chairman signaled rising risks in the labor market, boosting expectations of an interest rate cut at the upcoming Federal Open Market Committee or FOMC meeting. Now, Abzanizam said that the latest International Monetary Fund forecast shows the global economy is expected to grow 3.2% in 2025, an upward revision from its July projection. Meanwhile, ongoing trade negotiations between the United States and other major economies are progressing positively, providing greater policy clarity compared to April 2025, when markets were caught off guard. Now, Mohammad Afzal Nizam said the ringgit could perform slightly better today, with the USD Malaysia ringgit pair expected to trade between 4 ringgit 22 cents and 4 ringgit 23 cents. However, the ringgit traded lower against a basket of major currencies. It fell against the euro to 4.8988 or 4.9156. It also weakened against the British pound to 5.6241 or 5.6434. And the ringgit did slip versus the Japanese yen to 2.7840 or 2.7938. Against ASEAN currencies, the ringgit also eased a bit. It depreciated against the Thai baht to 12.9358 or 12.9866. It edged lower versus the Singapore dollar to 3.2514 or 3.2631. Our ringgit did also ease against the Indonesian rupiah to 254.2 or 255.2. It was a little changed against the Philippine peso at 7.25 or 7.28. Now we're going to be continuing with some local economic updates. The reciprocal trade agreement expected to be signed between Malaysia and the United States in conjunction with the 47th ASEAN Summit next week is seen as fair for both parties, taking into account their respective interests, said Investment, Trade and Industry Ministry Tengku Dato' Seri Zafrul Abdul Aziz. Now, the minister, he said that the US negotiations team had been in Malaysia since last Sunday to finalize the agreement, following the consensus reached between Prime Minister Dato' Seri Anwar Ibrahim and US President Donald Trump. Now, at the same time, both countries have presented their positions diplomatically and systematically to achieve a fair and equitable outcome for both sides. Now, Tengku Zafrul also said that currently we are finalizing this agreement to ensure it is balanced and prioritizes the interests of our people and local companies. According to him, throughout the negotiations with the United States, the Malaysian government, through MITI, has consistently prioritized the interests of the people and local businesses, including upholding several red lines such as issues related to Bumiputra, the halal sector and procurement. Tengku Zafrul also expressed concern over several issues that may be raised, including tariff issues involving the semiconductor sector and other sectors under Section 232. He said that so far discussions have only focused on tariff base. Section 232 of the Trade Expansion Act of 1962 allows the US to impose additional tariffs on national security grounds. On September 25th, President Donald Trump announced via his Truth Social account that the US would impose a 100% tariff on any branded or patented pharmaceutical products unless the companies build their manufacturing facilities in the United States. However, the US has yet to make any decision on the semiconductor sector. Hopefully those negotiations end up well and we get our fair share of the deal. Moving on to some corporate-related news. Emirates is reinforcing its commitment to Malaysia as a key market in Southeast Asia with the deployment of its newly retrofitted Boeing B777 aircraft. Now, the aircraft features premium economy seats on the Kuala Lumpur to Dubai route as part of the airline's broader strategy to align capacity with strong travel demand. Now, Emirates country manager in Malaysia, Said Mubarak, he said the country has been one of the airline's most resilient markets in the region, supported by robust traffic across both business and leisure segments. Now, he also said that Malaysia remains a strategic market for Emirates. We've served Kuala Lumpur for nearly 30 years and it continues to be an important part of our global network. Now, the Dubai-based carrier, which first entered the Malaysian market in 1996, has continued to build on its position as a major connecting hub for passengers traveling between Malaysia, the Middle East, Europe and the Americas. The introduction of the premium economy cabin starting from September 2025, a first for Emirates in Malaysia, is expected to strengthen its competitive positioning in the premium leisure and corporate travel segments. Now, Saeed Mubarak, he said that the new cabin class, which bridges the comfort gap between economy and business class, is designed to appeal for travelers seeking more comfort and value. He said that we're confident it will appeal strongly to Malaysian travelers by widening their choice of cabin options with added comfort, more space and an enhanced dining experience. Emirates Kuala Lumpur Dubai service, he said, continues to perform well, reflecting the global strength and the airline's network. Now, Emirates carried 53.7 million passengers in the financial period ended March 31st, 2025, which was a 3% year-on-year increase with passenger seat factor of 78.9%. While the airline does not disclose market-level figures, Saeed did say that Malaysia has mirrored that strong performance. He added, the Kuala Lumpur-Dubai route remains a vital trade and tourism bridge for both business and leisure travelers. We've seen healthy demand across all cabins, supported by schedule reliability and consistency in our product offering. Now, Emirates record financial performance in its financial year 2024-2025 further underscores this growth momentum. The airline posted revenue of 147.4 billion ringgit, and that was up by 6% year-on-year, with profit after tax raising to 22 billion ringgit. At the group level, pre-tax profit reached about 26.2 billion ringgit, and that was supported by strong passenger and cargo demand. Saeed said that as the world's most profitable airline in the financial year 24-25, our strong financial position underpins our ability to keep investing in markets like Malaysia, and customers here can look forward to greater consistency and choice as we scale our refreshed fleet. Now, Emirates is currently undertaking a 21.12 billion ringgit retrofit program covering 219 aircraft and will introduce 16 new Airbus A350s in the financial year 25-26. And finally, we are going to be wrapping it up with some major corporate developments and deals across Malaysia. Here are the headlines for today that you should be looking out for and will help with your investment and trade strategy. So up first, we've got Messi Niaga. They secured a contract extension worth 17.86 million ringgit from the Royal Malaysian Customs Department, RMCD, in relation to the provision of the My GST system maintenance services and license renewal. At number 2, we've got TSR Capital. They've accepted a letter of award worth 85 million ringgit from JLG Buildworks Sdn Bhd for the proposed construction and completion of infrastructure works at the southern land plot of Ibrahim Technopolis, IB Tech Township in Kulai, Johor. Number 3, Kiprate has completed the second tranche of its private placement exercise comprising 37 million new units issued at an issue price of 0.825 per unit, and that's ringgit, raising the gross proceeds of 30.5 million ringgit. Our next headline is Infomina. They posted a net profit of 8.08 million ringgit on revenue of 54.63 million ringgit for the first quarter ended August 31st, 2025. And that's compared with 8.01 million ringgit and 46.18 million ringgit respectively a year earlier. Well done to Infomina. Our next headline at number 5, KTI Landmark. They've accepted a letter of intent from the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Environment of Sabah to develop a new office building in Sabah with a development cost of around 70 million ringgit. Good stuff for you. All right. That is a wrap-up for the Morning Bell updates with me, Wanizul Islam, right here on KleverStock. Thank you for choosing us, investors. Stay tuned for more coming soon and have a wonderful day ahead. Wednesday, hump day, a few more days until the long weekend. It's the Deepavali weekend this weekend. We'll see you soon. Thank you.